You know what's crazy? We're literally watching the entire internet just get restructured into pretty much a massive centralized honeypot for hackers, and everyone is just acting like this is just the new normal. Like, just think about it for a second. Like, we are rapidly moving towards a world where you literally can't even download a basic app or read certain websites without being forced to upload a picture of your ID, your passport, give your phone number, or just some crazy thing like that to some random third-party age verification company. And the wildest part is that they try to sell this to us as a security upgrade, like just completely ignoring the painfully obvious reality that forcing millions of people to stockpile their most sensitive, most unchangeable identity documents in a few centralized corporate servers is basically just building a digital gold mine for hackers. Like, cyber criminals are absolutely must be joyous right now because they don't even have to actually hunt for your data anymore. Like, they literally just need to breach one of these age verification vendors, and boom, they have the names, addresses, ID numbers, and just full passport pictures of millions of people all wrapped up just neatly for them. Like, back in March, a coalition of over 400 cybersecurity scientists, professors, and analysts from 32 different countries, they basically just published a massive open letter warning lawmakers that these current age verification proposals are prone to catastrophic data breaches. That they explicitly stated that the risks of collecting mass identity data just outweigh any intended benefits. Like, it's just common sense, honestly. Like, you cannot force everyone on the internet to hand over their physical papers without getting just structural risks in place that no amount of promises or just corporate crap can actually fix. Like, once your biometrics and government ID are just hacked, you can't exactly just go and reset your face like it's a password. Like, it is just wild that we are just blindly walking into this absolute disaster. And that brings to the biggest lie that these companies constantly push, which is pretty much the whole illusion of deletion. Like, whenever these massive age verification laws are debated, well, the vendors always try to calm everyone down by swearing up and down that your data is just safe with them and that they actually delete your ID photos immediately after checking them. But honestly, it is just entirely a whole lie. Like, when you actually look underneath the hood and actually read the fine print, the technical reality is kind of just completely different. Like, these systems are a total black box, and once you are forced to hand over your data just to browse the web, well, you have absolutely no visibility into what actually happens to it. Like, for example, security researchers have found that some of these age verification providers can retain things like your ID numbers, also just full name and face data, IP addresses, and just even device and browser fingerprints for up to just 3 whole years. Like, when you transmit highly sensitive information like a passport scan to a third-party provider, well, it becomes inherently vulnerable to being mishandled or stolen. Like, the stakes are just incredibly high because this isn't just your email address getting leaked. Like, it is your permanent legal identity. Like, we're essentially being forced to trust these faceless middleman companies with our entire digital footprint, and if you refuse to play ball, well, you are just completely locked out of the service. Like, it is a massive ultimatum where you are forced to trade your permanent privacy just to participate in the modern internet, all while they quietly just build profiles on you behind the scenes. Like, it feels so just invasive, honestly. To make things even more insane, well, it turns out that these companies aren't even just doing a simple age check when you upload your ID. Like, let me give you a perfect example of just how completely out of control this has gotten. Like, there is a massive identity verification company called Persona. You might have heard about them. And in a notable case, well, some cybersecurity researchers, they decided to just poke around and realize that Persona's front-end code was just completely exposed on the internet. And that sounds bad already, but what they actually found buried in that uncompressed code was absolutely mind-blowing. Like, when you submit your face scan to prove your age, well, the software isn't just looking to see if you're over 18. Like, according to them, well, the software actually performs over 269 distinct verification checks on you without you ever knowing it. Like, it runs your facial recognition against things like national watch lists and screens you across 14 different categories of media, which includes things like espionage and also just terrorism. Like, it literally assigns you a hidden risk and similarity score. Like, you're just trying to confirm your age to download, I don't know, a game or view like a certain website, and this random third-party vendor is out here just running a full-blown counter-terrorism like inspection check on you in the shadows. And the researchers, they even found a parallel implementation in the code that literally appeared specifically designed to serve like federal agencies. Like, it is just straight up like dystopian. And the company's response to people getting freaked out, obviously, was literally to just call the concerns like conspiracies while admitting that they invest heavily in compliance. What we're witnessing right now is the normalization of digital identity checks everywhere, and what this pretty much does is that it expands the data surface available for exploitation to a terrifying level. Like, if you're using like a persistent token to prove your age across multiple different websites, well, that token can just be used to track your exact browsing habits and just link them directly to your legal identity. Like, imagine, for example, a massive financial processor or a data broker just having a permanent record tying your real name and your driver's license to your late night browsing habits, like, I don't know, your goon sessions. Like, digital right groups have been, kind of tweaking out that this creates a massive honeypot of people's personal information and viewing habits, just warning that the consequences of a breach would be enormous, obviously. Like, following recent massive data breaches where millions of people had their information stolen, well, people are acutely aware of the dangers of hoarding personal data, yet these lawmakers just keep pushing these invasive and age verification mandates are just quite risky anyway. That they completely ignore like people who tell them that this approach is ineffective for protecting kids, and instead just creates this massive disproportionate digital security risks for everyone else. Like, a true privacy safe system would use like things like cryptographic proofs where the verifier never actually like knows what site you're visiting, and the site just never knows your actual identity. But instead, we are being funneled into a highly like tracked, just highly centralized nightmare where your every move is just tied to your ID and just processed by massive cloud providers. Like, it is the exact opposite of privacy, and they're essentially just forcing people to accept these massive structural vulnerabilities as the new normal for using the internet. But the most frustrating part of this entire situation is that massive data breaches of this age verification systems aren't just some hypothetical worst case scenario. Like, it's just like a certainty. And it is honestly just simply a matter of when your sensitive data is going to be exposed, not if. Like, companies responsible for processing your sensitive documents, well, they are constantly targeted because that data is obviously valuable on like things like the black market. Like, we're basically sitting on a ticking time bomb. Like, you cannot force the entire internet population to upload things like their ID to third-party servers and just casually cross your fingers hoping that these companies have perfect impenetrable like security forever. Like, for example, back in March, well, a company whose entire product is literally identity theft protection got phished through a single employee account and lost 900,000 records. Like, it takes just one exposed server, one incompetent employee, or just one clever hacker to leak the identities and private browsing habits of millions of innocent people. Like, the real thing turns on this year across half of the US, all of the UK, the EU as well, probably, and just every Discord user. Like, the breach isn't necessarily the news yet because the honeypot isn't finished. And when that inevitable catastrophic breach happens, well, the lawmakers who force these mandates onto us, well, they're just going to act completely shocked. So yeah, that's for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.